Basically, it's really to promote good food.
Yes, yes.
Good
Okay.
food. That's why I always say good food, no matter who nurtured it or produced it. That's what we are all about. It just so
Mhm.
happens we are Filipino, and that's what we have. And then we want to share it. It's like this is. It's always it's like we discovered something really good, and we want to share it. And it doesn't matter what form, whether it can be dine-in or baking, whatever form is given to us to reach uh, people who might be willing, who might unite with us in this goal. If that is also your goal, if this is also something that excites you, then we are united. We can share in something exciting,
Oh,
and
okay. Yes. Good
yeah,
food
to
unites
me,
people.
this is so exciting. Every time I discover something about, in our environment, or, something in our tradition, or something that is, what families do in terms of food, and it reveals cultural traits and things that define us as specifically, uniquely Filipino,
Mhm.
then it's really exciting. And what's great is that you never stop learning. Like
Yes.
it's like the gift that keeps on giving. Like so. Then for me, this is what makes me happy doing it. So
Great.
and in while doing it, you make a lot of friends.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
always the goal. We want to reach like-minded people who are also
Mhm.
excited about what the Philippines offers, what our culture and our food offers. Like like what is it that makes Filipino food so unique and
Yes.
so Filipino? That's what we're always trying to figure out. And
Yes.
and this is just my methodology,
Yes.
because I'm
And
sure everybody
actually, sorry, sorry.
everybody will all of us will have that goal, but this is a specific methodology we have developed based on our experiences here in the
Mm-mm,
States.
mm-mm.
This
Okay,
is
so
just our way of doing it,
right.
which will differ from other people.
Yes, and with
And
what you mentioned about the Filipino food and connecting it with your experience in the United States, a lot of people were also actually questioning or were intrigued when earlier this year we were promoting Purple Yam, and then part of our logo or branding was Purple Yam and then NYC to Manila. So it sort of created this curiosity in their heads. NYC to Manila, but then Purple Yam promotes Filipino ingredients. Like, how does that connect?
yeah,
Why
yeah,
from
yeah,
NYC and to Manila? We would love to hear the story about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's like the love for this culture and this food
Mhm.
can start anywhere,
Oh,
as long
okay.
as as long as you carry it with you, right? Like both of us grew up in the Philippines,
Mhm.
but then we got the opportunity to make this discovery and to make this journey here in New York. That's when we were able to do it. And so all the things that we have developed and learned about this food, well, it also came from visiting the Philippines, right?
Okay.
So I think you can say that there is a certain advantage to looking at Filipino food, Philippines and Filipino food from abroad.
Yes, yes.
So that is the advantage that we had, because it allowed us to look at it from outside, because it's different to look at it while you're there, when you're
Yes, yes.
living there. It's it there's a certain advantage to being outside of it. For me, I appreciated it more being outside of it.
Mm-mm.
And then, like you start appreciating what you have when you
Yes.
no longer have it, right?
Yes, I completely agree with you
Right.
and
So,
that.
yeah, you live in Japan. So,
Yes.
like all of a sudden, everything that you had growing up in the Philippines becomes more precious,
Yes.
more, and then like, and it's all based now on memory,
Yes.
not day to day interaction
Yes.
with it. It's now
Absence
memory.
makes the heart grow fonder about
Yeah,
something that I thought I used to just take advantage of. Now
right.
it's a very precious experience if I get to eat adobo or sinigang
Yeah.
and so on and so
So,
forth.
you when you talk to people who are in the Philippines, you say
Mhm.
we experienced losing it. We
Mm-mm, yes.
experience missing it. So we're just giving it back to you in you know formed based on memory and developing a newfound love for it, which you will not get to do if you're living in it, because if you're living
That's
in it,
true.
it's
That's very
hard to
true.
appreciate it.
Yes. Because it's in abundance around you. So you
Yeah,
don't really know the real value of it yet. Once it
exactly. Yeah,
once it becomes very scarce for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
No long you no longer have fresh buko available at your
Mm-mm. That's
fingertips.
so
You no
true.
longer have, oh yeah, ube. There's no such thing as fresh ube here. Calamansi, you don't have fresh
My goodness.
calamansi here.
Mm-mm-mm.
The alimango and the fresh shrimps, you don't get that here. Like all those things that the bayabas, the tamarind, and all of those things you take for granted, and
Yes.
sometimes tr- um exchange for artificial things, right? Like,
Oh my goodness. Yes.
like, oh,
Funny.
now, I have the Nor package to make sinigang, but then you still have the sampalok and the guava and the calamansi and the shrimps, and like, you, you it's like, just say, for us that is a crime, because those are the things that we
Yes.
miss, that
Actually, Miss
we're
Abby,
so deprived of, and
deprived
yet
of.
you have it here, and you're willing to replace it with something fake.
Yes, yes. What's actually funny now that I think of it, ever since I moved abroad, so living back in Manila, of course, we would have the usual sinigang and adobo. Of course, I didn't know how it's being cooked because we had household help or my dad would cook it. So it's usually okay, let's not even bother them in the kitchen. So we would have sinigang or adobo and all those, ginataang
And did they
kalabasa.
do it the
Yes,
normal,
and
the real way? I mean, or
this
not
is the
using
thing, Miss.
package?
This is the thing, Miss Amy. All the while, of course, I watch TV, yes, and then you see the commercial of how sinigang is being cooked, like with the sampalok and so on and so forth. But then at the end of the day, they will say sampalok and all this Kamya's ingredients are now inside the package. So in my head, I would think, oh, I'm sure my parents or household help don't do that. And then once I move, so in my head, I always think sinigang is always cooked with authentic sampalok and all those local ingredients. But then once I moved abroad, and of course, I was starting to miss sinigang and adobo. No one would cook for me in that. People would suddenly say, just buy the packaging, the seasoning. I'm like, no, it's not like that. It should be authentic. And then I learned apparently that, of course, for convenience sake, especially I live in the city, I wasn't aware that all this time it was just a simple packet seasoning that was used in the viands, the Filipino viands that was being served to me. So right now, like, my taste buds, like, okay, what is now authentic sinigang that's used with sampalok? Now I have like an identity crisis of Filipino cuisine.
Yeah, then you could also say, see, actually, that's one reason why we champion the use of
Mm,
local ingredients, not because it's a virtue. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not like, no, oh, because we're superior or something like that. But you could always say that if you stop using it, you will lose it.
That's a good message.
Because if people feel that they don't need the real thing, then they will stop growing it.
Mm-mm.
And then, now, with a lot of farmlands being, transformed into like developments and all that. So
Mm.
even like old houses that used to have backyards where all these trees grew, now they're being sold and then, being, cut down. All these gardens are, all these backyards are gone and they're building big buildings. You know, we're losing a lot of those ingredients. Now, if we say to people, you have to treasure and protect them, and the way to do it is to buy them. Because if you don't buy them, then there's no commercial value to them. That's why
Yeah.
they're all gone. Like all those fruits, those childhood fruits that we used to enjoy, they're gone. Like the kamatsile, the
Mm.
makopa, the aratiles, because all of those don't have commercial value. Because they
Mm.
grew around, you don't buy them from the
That's
market.
true. That's
You
true.
climb up the tree, your neighbor's tree, and you steal their fruits and all that, right? But now most of those trees are gone. So then you don't have them.
I mean, with that situation ongoing with those certain fruits or vegetables that you've mentioned, would you have say why is it not being used? I mean, why is it not popular anymore? Would you
Because
say is there a lack of creativity?
the multinational corporations have taken over our food industry. They
Okay.
totally control. If you notice, they are the ones that hire chefs.
Mhm.
They are the ones that give jobs and employment to
That's
people
true.
in the
Mhm.
food industry. How many restaurants can really support all these food graduates that are being churned out by, like Benilde and,
Mhm. Mhm. Yes, yes.
Enderon and all these cooking schools, right? Who's gonna hire them?
You have a
I
point there.
mean, there aren't enough restaurants to hire all of them, right?
Mm-mm.
So, then they get hired by hotels and
Big company.
by
Mm-mm.
by Knorr, by Unilever, and Nestle, and they go on cruise ships or whatever, right? So they're, you know the international, the multinational food corporations like Nestle, Unilever, Knorr belongs to Unilever, then NutriAsia and all that. They want to kill uh, any attempt to use fresh local
Okay.
ingredients because they want people to buy those packages.
Yeah.
And they're all chemicals, right? Why do you
Yes.
think Unilever? I mean, just think about Unilever is a
Mhm.
chemical company.
Yes, yes. Would get into the food business.
Yes. That
That oh.
means the
Mhm.
food that they produce, the whatever it is, they're all chemicals.
Oh, now you shed a good light on that right now. Now
Yeah.
that is very true.
Why would a chemical company acquire a food company, right?
Oh my
Because
goodness.
they use chemicals. Or everything is artificial.
That
Everything
makes me
is
question
produced
a
in
lot
the
of
lab.
things now.
And
Okay.
it's all whatever flavors they produce is meant to mimic what's in nature, because it's really expensive and time consuming to grow the real thing.
Yes.
And you need land, you need a lot of
Yes.
water, you need time, you need
Yes.
labor to take care of it, and then you need pesticides to control the pests. It's easier to produce the flavors in the lab.
Yes. Yes. Which links to the social issue right now, that the generation nowadays don't appreciate the rewards of delayed gratification, the long-term rewards of
Yeah,
delayed gratifications. Now that you mentioned that producing the real food takes a long time and
yeah,
get up needs more effort. But nowadays it seems like people just want it instant, 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 not really being able to experience the good thing, the real
yeah,
good thing of how things are supposed to be.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's why what we're doing is really a small drop in the bucket,
Mm-hmm.
So, and eventually it may be a losing battle. You never know, right?
Yes.
But,
Mm-mm.
I'm just gonna do it, because if I don't do it,
Precisely.
who will do it, right? And then,
Precisely.
people like you, or, like the people that we have attracted recognize that. See,
Yes.
those are the people that you'll attract,
Yes.
because they will recognize what you're doing.
Yes.
But of course, your role is to articulate that. They instinctively know that they like what you're doing, because also they have a memory of real food.
Yes. What
So,
really is about.
which is what I was trying to do with Purple Yam Malate,
Mm-hmm.
when we had the restaurant. My 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 target audience was not just the diners, but the cooks, but the people who work there.
That's true.
So my goal was, even if you work there for a week or a month, if you at least encountered this whole concept of using what is local and the best of what is local,
Mm-hmm.
and then why are you using it, and the fact that you can really produce first class meals that could equal any 3 or 4 star restaurant,
Yes. Yes.
because the only difference is they have more pretensions, right? But
Mm.
in terms of producing quality food that is like clean, and using the best ingredients, in their great ingredients, because you can identify the supplier and the farmer, and you deal with them because you recognize they have integrity. So that's what you're the good housekeeping seal, right? The
Yes.
like, and then they trust you. The diner trusts you, because some when I get to sit down with people, I say, I will not make you eat food that
Mm-mm.
I will not eat myself.
Yes.
Okay, that is, and every time I say that to somebody, it hits home.
Yes.
I can see their brains start working, right?
It's like
Like,
you've set a certain standard that when you're in my
right,
area, you
you're
will be
safe,
fed good food,
you're safe.
healthy food. Exactly.
I will
Yes.
not
Yes. Yes.
serve you something that may kill you,
Yes.
eventually, right? Like, as far as I can control it, right? But,
Yes.
I mean, you can't totally control it, right?
Control
You cannot
everything.
totally remove any chemical there, because the water has chemicals, and,
Yeah.
it has
Yes.
chlorine or
Yes. Yes.
whatever, right?
Yes. Yes.
And, but you, you know, you are there to safeguard
Mm-mm.
the experience of that diner, that,
Yes.
I have used all my energy to source out. These are the best things that I have been able to
Mm,
to curate and to accumulate in my knowledge of my suppliers and friends all over this country. And saving you the trouble of flying to Bukidnon and to
yeah,
Davao, it's here, right? Like the
all in
Natek
front of
from
you.
Maguindanao or wherever, it's here.
And
We
apart from
brought it.
that, yes, and apart from that, it's safeguarding the diner, and it's also sharing to them that with this safeguarding, you also help us support other people
Yes.
who has the advocacy to nurture local produce how it's supposed to be taken care of.
Yeah.
It's like a
Then
larger picture.
by
Like this.
sharing with the
Yes,
diner or the
yes,
customer, you are now part of this network.
yes,
Your peso
yes.
will go to those farmers.
Yes. It's like this simple plate with this delicious food. You have no idea how big of an impact it has in the larger picture
Yeah.
of how
So
society
like
and nature is.
I've given talks to
Mm-mm.
people, like just think about how you want your peso to work.
Yeah. Mhm.
Every single time you spend a peso, what happens to that peso,
Good
right?
question to always think about before purchasing something.
Yeah. Who does it go to?
Mm-mm.
Does it go back to a Filipino?
Mm-hmm. Does it go
You
to
know,
the
does
I
it
don't know.
go to Korea? Does it go
Yes.
to the US? Does it go to China? It
Yes.
goes to China. You know that. A lot of it goes to
A lot
China.
of it. Yes.
Yeah.
It's more of like thinking two steps ahead, not just what you have at the moment. It's like whenever I purchase something, what does my peso go into? The pockets
Yeah.
of who, and how does it affect those
So when you're
people?
buying a McDonald's or something,
Mm-hmm.
chances are it's going to the franchise owner.
Yeah,
Most of it,
that's very
uh,
true.
it will go to some of the workers. It may go to some local producer here, but
Mm-hmm.
the majority of it will go out of the country.
Yes, I agree with
So
that.
you wanna, like as far as I'm concerned, first, if it goes back to the Filipino, see that is the problem with a lot of, like if you look at all the Korean restaurants and all the
Okay.
Korean businesses going on, most of that, they come in, they bring their own supplies, they bring their own capital, they bring their own people.
Yes, yes.
They do not contribute to the economy
The
of the
Philippines.
Philippines. They suck our money and then goes out.
Oh no, I've been seeing a lot of viral videos about unlimited samgyeopsal and Korean barbecues in Manila then. Okay.
But
Okay.
you should look at who owns that.
Yes. To
That
know
that
the
is
motive. Mm.
somebody did a study of that, because that's what I've been hearing for the past 10 years, right? Like
Okay, okay.
all these Korean businesses that are multiplying in Manila. See, all their supplies come from Korea. They don't get,
That's
whatever
true.
supplies.
Because I mean their selling point is authentic kimchi.
Right.
Homemade. I
They
don't know
bring
what
all
else.
that in
Yan.
from Korea.
Just okay, okay. That's
Everything is
true.
packaged, right? They're
Yes, yes.
they're a highly industrialized uh economy that can mass produce and all these things. So they're cheap. They're cheaper to
Yes,
bring it
yes.
in from Korea than to have it done in the
Mhm.
Philippines. Because
That's
then they
true.
have to buy from the farmer, then they have to teach people how to make kimchi. It's all produced. and it's mass produced.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
all of those are brought in.
Okay. Which
Beef,
actually makes sense. Yeah,
I
business-wise,
mean,
like why use Philippine ingredients to make a different version of kimchi when it's not the same as what they have in their home
yeah,
country, right? It's just like a whole lot of big trouble for them to have to start from scratch using Filipino local produce.
that's why, champion Filipino
Yes.
products is not an empty slogan,
Mm-mm.
because that's how you can say, where does your money go?
Okay.
If you spend it with us, it goes back to Filipinos.
Yes.
Some of it will go to the farmers, some it will go to the Filipino employees we have, to the driver, to the whatever, right? It will go back to the Philippines.
Yes.
But,
Yes. Yes.
as opposed to other restaurants that are foreign owned, they, that money will not go back to Filipinos.
Mm.
So that, like, so we just say, that's not just something we came up with. It's the goal of champion the Filipino product is a result of figuring out these things, like, where does all that money go, right?
Yes.
We didn't start from champion Filipino businesses. That was just a logical conclusion
Okay.
that I I got into, you know, in studying, what is how do you preserve all the good things about this
Yes.
culture and the food? How do you
Ye-
preserve it? You eat it,
Yes.
and you buy the ingredients from our farmers, because that money will support the livelihoods of the farmers, which will allow them to continue producing this ingredient that we
That's very
use.
true.
That's
And
why
I
we
mm,
that's why we spend a lot of money on that palm starch, that natek. It
Benetech.
doesn't make economic sense, right? Because it's super
Yes.
expensive.
Yes.
But it's a way for us to connect to people. There this starch. Okay. Then you explain why we use it, right? Because for one thing, it tastes better to use a palm starch with buko, which is also palm, right? So
Mm-mm.
it's palm on palm, as
Yes.
opposed to corn starch, right? So
Right.
corn does not belong with
Mm.
buko, with coconut,
Okay.
right? It's better to use something that also is from the palm. And
Um,
then that
okay.
is something that our people came up with, right? I'm so proud that these people found something, you know, useful in the inside of this ROMs. Nag, conference call ako. I'll, I'll call you later, ha? Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
yeah, all these things, right? Like, I was just like so excited. See, when you discover something new and exciting, the first thing you need to figure out is, how do you put it in your menu?
Yes. How to concretize these things, how
Yeah,
to put
you
this
need,
as a product.
that's what I do. How do I share this? The
Yes.
only way to share it is to put it in something that they will eat.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that is why the dine in format was a tasting menu,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
Because they can't choose. They
Yes.
have to eat everything we put out.
Yes.
Because if you allow them to choose, then, I don't want to try that, or, because I'm not familiar with that. I want my
Yes.
kare-kare, I want
Yes.
my
That is so
pork and all that.
true.
But
The
the
open-mindedness.
dining, the tasting menu tells them, okay, you gotta try everything because all of these we discovered. And
Right.
you'll be surprised. Even if you don't know anything about it, you will love it. Right.
Yes,
So that was the whole point of that format,
the format.
right?
All right. Perhaps to wrap this session up, connecting it to the question why NYC to Manila and putting together what you just shared, Miss Amy, in regards to, because I guess like going out of the country, it gives you a new perspective.
Right.
Yes. And you get to see this is how things are going here in the United States. This is how things are going here in Japan. And then I guess from both of us coming from first world countries and things work here. They're proud of what they have. And then coming from the Philippines, who seem to have that lack of appreciation and knowledge about our produce, how can we help them? So, bringing in new ideas from outside and trying to pour it into our country, we get to
No,
generate new
I think the
ideas.
more important thing is
Mhm.
in our experience in New
Yes.
York, the American public loves it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We're sharing it with you because we have created a, a, a market.
Mhm. Mhm.
We have we have uh, uh, gotten a group of like some what do you call that, mass, like it
Followers following?
yeah, well, that we have introduced it and the American public loves it, especially like our adobo, the buko
Yes.
pie. All
Uh-huh.
of these that we're sharing are things that we have proven to be popular in New York.
Okay.
And it's like we are now telling you that our food is so
Mm-mm.
good because these people love it. And we're going to share with you that joy and that
Yes.
love.
Yes, yes, yes. That is, I mean, I'm speechless with that way of saying that we are sharing to you the joy that we found in sharing our own to
Yes.
different cultures, and hopefully we could instill that joy
Yeah.
in our
Because
fellow
people
Filipinos.
love it here in New York.
Yes,
They
that
just
is.
want to tell you they love it.
So, fellow Filipinos, they love it. I mean, the
Yeah.
Filipinos in the United States love it, and the Americans as
Not
well
just
love it.
Filipinos,
Okay.
the dining public,
The
both
dining.
Filipinos and non-Filipinos love it.
Okay.
Oh, if you meet Malcolm, well, Tak will deal with Malcolm, right? This guy's British, right? Was married to a Pinay.
Okay.
And they've been with us for 30 years. They love it. His most favorite thing is the pancit bihon.
Pancit
He's so
bihon.
in
Wow.
love with pancit bihon.
Pancit bihon.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, we
that's
need to talk about pancit bihon also later. With pancit bihon.
it's so funny.
All right.
But
Perhaps,
that's it,
yeah,
you
to
know.
wrap up this first session, Miss Amy, with what we've talked about with regards to uh being abroad and then putting it back to the Philippines, the experience that you shared with other people enjoying Filipino cuisine, what are your last words with our discussion at the moment that could hopefully inspire those who are aware of what purple yam is all about in the Philippines?
Well, I think I've said it, that
Mm-hmm.
this
Like
food
in
is good.
conclusion.
This
Mm-hmm.
food is world class. It can compete with any cuisine out there. It's really good. I mean, I've experienced a lot of cuisines here and my travels abroad. And the reason for me why it's good is because I can still avail of the real ingredients that make it good. It's those ingredients that make the food good, and we should take advantage of that. If you kill all of that and get rid of that, then the food is dead.
Yes, and especially the biggest takeaway for me with this discussion that we just had is to be mindful of where each peso goes to.
Yes.
That one, the champion Filipino. That
Where
concept.
does it always works? Where does your peso go?
That is a very big thing to
Yeah.
digest right
Does it
now and
does
to
it go
really think
back
about.
to Filipinos?
Yes. Yes.
Does it
All
help
right.
people?
That's exactly true. So yeah, Tax. So I guess we were able to cut. Thank you, Miss Amy, for that first discussion. So Tax, I was just aware of the minute, less than a minute. I
Okay
didn't.
na. I think okay na.
Okay.
First podcast episode. Lagyan na lang natin ng